Please be seated. The show is about to start.
Distancing ourselves from the enemy. Think we've got a method of a remedy. It's hard at times, but we'll make it, yeah. Traveling on our own down the boulevard, surrounded by shadows hiding in the dark. It's hard at times, but we fight it, yeah, we fight it, yeah. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. Distancing ourselves from the enemy. Now they've taken hearts and broken everything. It's hard at times. Can we change it? Can we change it? We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around.
Yes, I'm excited! John Townie, you got Ric Flair, the captain of the team, behind you. Ooh. Learn to love it. Diamonds are forever.
Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of Pop Culture. I'm your host, 24 Eyes, and this is my lovely co-host, Miss Amanda B.
Good
How are you,
evening,
ma'am?
everyone. Hello.
And tonight we have a special princess on. to bring on with us. And his name is not Dylan. We have Mr. B. Rose. How are you, sir?
Princess.
Pretty princess.
Yes.
And then also joining us on panel, we have Raging Rainbow, Mr. Dylan. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good, and I will let you be the Princess B Rose because everyone knows I am the queen. Cheers, everybody!
Damn, you got me there.
What you
Apparently you
drinking there, Dylan?
Vodka.
Okay.
Actually, that's what both of them were. This one just has orange juice in it.
There we go.
That would have been my follow-up question. What are you chasing it with?
Exactly. See, chasing with a screwdriver, the best way.
Hail Nicotronis. Oh, we got a lot of lovely people in the chat tonight, don't we, Amanda B? We have D-Wagg out there. We have Snuggy. We have GG Allen. We have Hicksvillian, Belmont Press, Snuggy Jr., Jeremy Burtz. Good stuff. Yourself, Miss Amanda B. Lola Meats out there. Robert Shepard. Let's see. What else we got? Scrolling. Eric Ape. Oh, Joe Capitano is in the chat as well. Nicotronis. Hell yeah. Well, this week we have some happy birthdays, and I think that I like to start the week off with the birthdays. How about you, Miss Amanda B? Do you like to start the week off with happy birthdays?
It is. It's always good to start off on a good note.
All right, birthdays it is. Birthdays this week. Cindy Crawford, that was the love of my life when I was a teenager.
Yeah, did you see whose birthday it was tomorrow? I had to chuckle when I saw that one.
They went so fast. I was just sitting there. I was just.
Your idol was it WWE or WW? Probably WWF back in the day.
Oh, no. NWA champion, 16-time world champion, Ric Flair.
Okay. Yeah. He wasn't part of the Wrestling Federation or anything?
No, he made it. Eventually, but he was part of the federation. Became WCW, and then he went to WWE later on.
Okay.
No, I just saw Steve Irwin and I got really sad. I was like, "Oh damn!" Poor Steve, man.
Taken out by a stingray to the heart. Out of all the things in the world, how many alligators did you play with?
Exactly. He got killed by a water pancake.
Black Mambas.
Black Mamba. Yeah, he took on everything, and then he got taken out by a pancake. I was like, "What the hell?"
And it's interesting because he died 20 years ago, and it's still one of the ones that people idolized him, and it's
I was in
it's
sixth
interesting.
grade when that happened, and it hurt.
Drew Barrymore got kind of screwed. She didn't have like other interesting people on her birthday, but she did have a very good birthday performance on David Letterman's show.
So that went the
Fair
one
enough.
which he flashed him.
Yeah, that's when she did like the whole strip dance and stuff.
I would say he had a good day on her birthday.
Oh, that was back when it was like the bad girl. You had to get the hot press. I mean, she had to compete with likes of Tiger Blood and whatnot. So
Exactly.
you got to put out your best.
You really
attempt.
had to elevate.
Oh, but what are we doing first? What do we want to do? We have B Rose here, and we have him for a short time, and so
I got Chimera on in the next hour.
So we have movie reviews. We have pop culture this week. What do you think would be better, Miss Mandaby?
Let's start with the pop culture, because I think it's always better to have more people on so we can talk about the different experiences and memories and such.
Oh, let's go into that. If you'd like to read, ma'am, it'd be amazing.
Sure. So February 19th, back in 1980, AC/DC vocalist Bon Scott died from alcohol poisoning. In 1982, rock legend Ozzy Osbourne was arrested for urinating on the Alamo. And in 1985, Cherry Coke was introduced by Coca-Cola.
So I have some wonderful clips for all of these things. Let's see which. Oh man. Oh, I guess we'll go with the sad announcement.
Bon Scott was discovered last night in the car. Scotland Yard spokesman said specifically that there were no suspicious circumstances surrounding Bon Scott's death. Well, everybody's really shocked, and they were in pre-production in London at the time for their forthcoming Atlantic album, so things have been put on hold for a while. Everybody's really shocked. I mean, the band will continue. There's no doubt about that.
They did do that. They certainly did continue.
They did.
Yeah. And they did pretty good. I mean, they got Brian Johnson in there to take over, and he picked up the torch, and he's been running with it ever since.
That's the AC/DC I know most, is the one with Brian Johnson.
Yeah, he's retired now. He went deaf, or was going deaf. They had to retire him. Axl Rose was actually filling in for AC/DC, oddly enough.
I don't think I knew that. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, wonder if he made it on time to their shows.
Oh, well, he made it to those shows on time. But
yeah, you better. If you're filling in for a bigger band, you better make it on time.
And then we had
hundreds of Ozzy fans lined up outside the Alamo, waiting for the crazy train to arrive.
We were here all day. We came because we didn't know what time. We thought it'd be in the morning, so we just showed up, and even if he wasn't here, we had a good time.
The heavy metal rocker pulling up in a black SUV. His son Jack speaking on his father's behalf.
We appreciate you all being here. We really do, and it's awesome. We love this. All right, we love it, San Antonio. Welcome.
But after urinating on the Alamo cenotaph more than 30 years ago, Ozzy wasn't welcome in San Antonio anymore. He later apologized for his behavior at a concert at the Freeman Coliseum in 1992. Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf remembers that day well.
So I went to his, I guess you'd characterize his hard rock session, I guess. It was pretty loud, but I enjoyed it, and I thought he was a very nice gentleman to do that.
Now, many years later, after once being shunned from the Alamo City, the crowd still cheers his name. And for Mario Guerra and his daughter, this is an instrumental experience they'll always remember.
We're going to wait here, maybe, we'll get lucky and stuff, and just get to at least shake his hand or maybe some kind of interaction.
Man, I don't know about you, B Rose. I mean, I know for me growing up in Texas, like that was always because I love Ozzy, but you pee on the Alamo. It's like,
no. That news report was drastically different from the ones that came out when it happened. When it happened, everybody in Texas wanted to hang him.
Exactly. Yeah, he got ran out of Texas for sure for that. That's why I'm saying. I'm like, growing up, I was like, you peed on the Alamo. Like, I like you, Ozzy, but that. How drunk were what were you on? That was not the right way. Yeah, I was like, that's a bit too much.
It's like if there was any like a lesser person than Ozzy, then it would have been like completely.
Yeah, but you know what though? I have to give Ozzy a break on this because like being a veteran and being over the seas and being active duty military, and it's pretty easy to cause an international incident pretty quickly.
True.
You just simply commit a crime in a foreign country by while being.
I kind of wish that they would have like marked where he peed on the Alamo. You know what I mean? Just put like a little placard, like right here is where Ozzy peed. Like just so we know.
At least a sign, not
like a little Hollywood stars going.
On this day right here, Ozzy Osbourne.
Right here, Ozzy P. Because like I've been to the Alamo a few times, obviously since that happened, and I'm like, I want to know where it was. Like, what side did he pee on? Like, where was he at?
Just encouraging others to pee.
Celebrity pee tours.
Exactly. That's what we need. That's the tour we need. Let me know where all the celebrities peed at. That's what I need to see.
Oh, snap. Bureau's launch almost gave me alcohol poisoning.
What I love about the 80s,
I believe it,
is the advertisement and the future, like the thoughts of the future and whatnot. And this Cherry Coke advertisement that I have is exquisite. This is amazing.
Want to try a Cherry Coke?
Outrageous. I'm going to take this idea into the 80s.
Cherry Coke, it's the one and only. Cherry Coca-Cola. Outrageously smooth, outrageously light.
And now to the year 2000.
Cherry makes it wild, Coca-Cola makes it right. Outrageous.
I like
And now the year 2000.
I'm just
They've
kind of mad
changed
we don't have
branding
cars
a
that look like that.
Yeah.
I'm mad that we don't have Cherry Coke cans that look like that.
True.
They still do Cherry Coke, though. I know that's one of the ones that I tend to pick up most often when I grab something in a convenience store.
Exactly. Oh man, B Rose is going serious. He got the glasses on. It's no more games, kids. Teacher is in classroom.
I
now.
need to read.
Okay, maybe you can read. Maybe you can read this next part, B Rose. I'm just kidding. That's right.
1931.
I would never ask you to read anything, B Rose.
Thank you. On behalf of all of us, thank you.
So, in February 20th of 1931, San Francisco got approval from the U.S. Congress to start building the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. In 1979, This Old House premiered on PBS. In 2003, Great White's pyrotechnics went out of control, burning down Rhode Island, the Station nightclub, and took 100 lives. And then in 2005, Robot Chicken premiered on Adult Swim.
I love Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken is amazing, but you couldn't do that today. Nobody would let Robot Chicken slide today.
Should I admit I don't know what that is?
You don't know what
No,
that
that's
is?
the
I don't know
green.
Robot Chicken.
It's like a live action claymation cartoon. It's on adults. It used to be on Adult Swim, and it had a lot of adult humor in it. We have a clip for it. Boom.
You take the blue pill, our story ends. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Oh, hello, rabbit hole.
How can you go 33 years and not have sex?
Dude, my dad is always watching.
I'll have the calamari.
Wow, I guess I'll have the insensitive bitch.
Hey, what are you doing?
Looking for Shredder.
My name is Lionel, leader of the Thundercats.
Slay!
Oh, for the love of God, Michael.
Hey!
What the hell is wrong with this chair?
It's a long, long trip home. Hope you can find a way to entertain yourself.
Wow, advertising on Facebook for the movie.
Man, that show was so amazing. And I actually just recently found out something kind of interesting that I didn't know about it. It actually started from them doing that like same stuff, but with like Justice League dolls in Wizard magazine. Like that was how they first started. They were doing those as like little comic type things. And then it ended up becoming a show. I was like, oh shit, I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love how just terrible the human, like, it's amazing. It's like they just pick all this stuff. They take all this wholesome stuff and they just make it not so wholesome. It's terrible. It's terrible.
It was pretty funny to see all the characters and the situations and scenes that are from like pop culture and stuff. I'm like, hey, I recognize that. Oh, that's a mistake.
Like, that's the best part. I always wonder too, like where they got the dolls. Like I guess they like custom made them because like some of that shit, there's no way they just bought it. And
They do. So like some of it's like actual clay molded over like an action figure. I know that was a couple of them.
It's just genius.
Boom, boom. But on the more wholesome side of things, we jumped ahead to this.
To
crazy.
educate me.
Yeah, but we have the opening of the Golden Gate Bridge.
After 80 years of planning and 3 years of actual building, the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge is completed, the largest engineering structure ever conceived and built by men. The main span of the bridge, crossing nearly 2 miles of water, is hung on 4 all-steel box girder constructed piers. Each one is 48 stories high. Now for the official opening ceremony. The golden chain is cut with an acetylene torch. Whistles shriek. The harbor fireboats streak the air with ribbons of water. And the first cars to cross the world's largest bridge come rolling along like a regiment of soldiers. From the top of the towers, they're like toy cars on a ribbon, with spider webs of steel stretching up to the huge cables that support the roadway. Along both sides, there are heavy steel guardrails. Every precaution has been taken to make this the world's safest as well as largest bridge. Along the second deck roll trucks and buses. There's plenty of traffic. All in all, 30 million vehicles and 50 million people will cross the bridge every year.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. One of the things I found interesting is on the title card, it said Frisco. I heard people get mad if you call it Frisco.
Hey, look, I'm not from there, and I like pissing people off from there, so whatever.
Frisco it is, fuck it.
We're gonna go with the rimless glass.
Hey, if they didn't turn it into a
Classy.
big, like, there's literally an app for, like, it's the poop capital of the world. If they did, they took it from Full House and they turned it into the poop capital. It's not my fault.
Exactly. We didn't do that. They did that.
I think it was funny on that commercial how all the cars looked the same.
We have a city like that in Texas. We have a city like that in Texas. It's called Austin.
That's true. Yeah, Austin is absolutely little California over here. It's disgusting.
It's a literal.
It really is.
It's not. Well, on a lighter note, so Bob Vila, right? Let me tell you, you can get all kinds of Bob Vila commercials and all kinds of stuff, but finding like the original This Old House opening is like pulling teeth. Like you literally just have to watch PBS for hours and like videotape it and then extract that. And yeah, but where I did find a helpful tip from Mr. Bob Vila.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila from Home Again. Here's how to secure a porch post to its foundation. Set a threaded bolt into your concrete footing. Then attach your post anchor base. It's adjustable so that you can line up your porch post. Use a washer and a nut to secure the base. Finally, cover with a base plate. This will prevent the post from touching any horizontal surface where moisture may collect. I'm Bob Vila. Good luck with your home improvement project.
Don't you miss that? Wouldn't he be perfect for TikTok right now? Like if you just did all that stuff again.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time. Like you could just tell from that. I mean, that was perfect. It was quick. Like, yeah, exactly.
He was like a home redo guy that like started doing a little show and then it just like caught fire and then he became the guy in all the Tool commercials and stuff.
No, like Home Improvement before Home Improvement.
Well, exactly. It's a parody, sir. I like when young guys are like, I remember this thing that happened way afterwards.
I don't know. This anything before 2000, I'm like, what?
So you don't remember the nightclub fire with Great White?
don't even know what that is.
The funny thing is, I don't know much of I don't know any of Great White's music, but I know about that particular thing.
Exactly. Nobody knows their music, but they know about this fire
They
show.
know about that fire, yeah.
So apparently people are still upset about this situation, and they continue to like rub salt in the wound and how they're dealing with it.
100 people died, 200 others injured when the rock band Great White used pyrotechnics at the station nightclub and caught the building on fire. 12 years later, Great White's lead singer is suddenly talking about the tragedy.
I feel a guilt. I have this survivor's guilt.
In a recent radio interview, Jack Russell says he's making a documentary about his life, and what happened that night in West Warwick, Rhode Island, will be part of it.
It's going to give me a chance to to apologize and say how I feel about it. I never had the chance to say I'm sorry.
But that apology comes too late for many.
Every time he speaks and brings up the station, it just hurts the families more and more. And I wish he would just find enough respect to just stop.
Gina Russo survived the fire. Her fiance did not. Jody King lost his younger brother Tracy, the club's bouncer in the fire. He too is turned off by Russell's sudden apology.
It's taken him now 13 years to say I'm sorry. Too little, too late, Jack.
According to Russell, his attorneys told him not to apologize about the tragedy. Russo says that just doesn't fly.
Maybe that is true, I have no idea. But as a human being, the words I'm sorry would have gone a long way 12 years ago.
The best thing for Jack, stay away from Rhode Island, shut your mouth, and leave us alone.
There is no word yet on when Russell's documentary will be released. I'm Mary Salata, WCBB News Center 5.
He's not as easily forgiven as Ozzy is, huh?
No.
Exactly, yeah.
And when you burn a bunch of people up in a concert, they get up. The families tend to be upset with you.
Yeah, I get a little bit,
In Rhode Island, like how big is the town in Rhode Island? He literally took out 3/4 of the dating pool, but in that.
Oh fuck!
Just in that one fire, could have taken out half the state. God, I mean,
Yeah,
still
no,
though, to
Rhode
be
Island's very
devil's
big.
advocate, I doubt he was the one who set up the pyrotechnics. So, whoever set it up, they should apologize.
But I mean, it was I remember it was something really innate. It was just it was insane what they thought that they were gonna pull off, and
Rhode Island holds grudges.
True. Apparently, we saw it.
I know you guys had said nobody really knows who Great White is, but I was definitely a hair band person in the late 80s, early 90s, so I know Great White.
Man, well, there's no accounting for taste. It's okay, Amanda.
Hey, I get made fun of it all the time, so you
Really?
go right ahead. Yeah.
Don't even worry. I always make fun of Aerith Bryant. I always make fun of him for the same thing. He's real big into hair metal shit. I'm like, what's the matter with you?
That's his thing though. That's his shtick.
Oh no, 24 kicked himself.
Oh no.
I
He'll
have
be
no
back.
control, so we have to wait.
While we're
until
here, go
he
back
comes
my book Cerebrum Volume 1, live on Indiegogo.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go back there as well.
Link should be in the description of the video, so any of the people that are on the panel will have their stuff there. As long as 24 Eyes is on top of it.
Yeah, 24 Hours just kicked himself trying to fix the situation, so that's how that rolls. But while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and continue to roll right along this week. And February 21st, what was popping?
In 1948, the National Association for Stock Car Racing, NASCAR, was founded. In 1997, the all-digital Wheel of Fortune board was introduced. In 2004, B-Rose, you ready for this? The #1 hit, Twista, featuring Kanye West and Jamie Foxx, Slow Jam.
Shit.
You remember that one?
I do.
Okay.
I was in middle school. All these dirty songs came out in middle school, and we were all just yelling out about them.
Exactly. Y'all didn't know anything was going on.
That's one thing that I remember, and having a kid these days, it's I remember singing songs and not really caring about what it meant, not knowing what it meant, or if I knew what it meant, singing it louder. And then now I'm with my daughter, I'm I hope she doesn't know what she's singing.
So I just wanted to make it go away. Just stop, please. Stop, bad lady.
I didn't even know what NASCAR stood for. So I mean, that was the first time when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's what NASCAR stands for. I don't even know what I thought it stood for. I was just like, it's NASCAR. I never thought that it was an acronym.
Oh, Snug Jr. says, B-Rose was just a tinkle in the Taco Man's iPad. Oh, fuck. Twinkle.
Not even the milkman. You're the taco man.
Exactly, the taco man. The guy that was pushing the little paleta cart, like that was you, Beerus.
Oh. Oh shit! Hey, Snuggy wrote an article about cerebrum. In
the splintering. I saw that. Yeah.
Go check that out.
And it's the splintering.com for those that aren't aware. It talks about let's see, movies, video games, comic books, entertainment.
Nice.
And I actually write stuff there too. I wrote some comic
No,
books.
I read your articles. Most of them.
I'm working on one this week, going slower than I would like, but that's okay.
Well, would you guys like to see the first, or see the history of the Daytona 500? How stock cars came to be?
Ooh.
Sure.
Oh.
In the final stretch, Weatherly is high on the track. Lee Petty in the center, Beauchamp below him. The checkered flag. The race is over. Both Petty and Beauchamp clock in the identical time. Petty and Beauchamp both wheel to the winner's circle. Both accept congratulations of the crowd in one of the most amazing finishes ever recorded in stock car racing. The on-the-spot, unofficial decision went to Beauchamp. The official decision, based on photos such as this, gave Lee Petty in number 42 the victory by a margin of less than 1 yard. Weatherly in number 48, a lap behind, took 5th place. After 500 miles, Lee Petty's margin of victory was by 1 yard.
Damn.
That was
intense.
Y'all saw that kiss? Like at first it was just a normal kiss, and then when she didn't pull away, he was like, "Oh, the tongue, okay," and just like went in.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, I don't think that's his wife.
I know. I was like, "Oh, he really went for it." Okay.
I mean, I think sometimes you just, you take, it's part of the moment. The moment just, carries you into what's natural.
Exactly. And like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you might as well.
That is true.
Daytona. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. So there's a special trick to this. Apparently, only Vanna White can make those boxes switch.
You're on my puzzle board.
I'm on sacred ground.
Yeah, and these are my letters.
Those are your letters. People ask if do you actually generate the chain?
I do. I make them light up. This is just a TV monitor turned to the side.
So if you didn't touch it, is there a button you just touch? Is it the heat of your touch?
That's a secret. No, it's my touch. Look. See? You try it. It won't work. Only I can do it.
That's ridiculous. Of course it'll.
See?
That's it. We'll see you next time. So long.
Now I grew up when she had to actually turn the boxes and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen those old episodes where you got to turn the whole bitch. And I was like, I mean, hey, once they got the TV screens in there, it went up a whole new level. Good for her.
Probably
though.
had to
Vanna White.
up her arm workout though once she didn't have to physically turn them and she only had to push them.
True. And just the other night, I found out there was one episode that apparently they didn't show because the answer was Vanna's pregnant when they were going to announce her pregnancy, but she had a miscarriage right before. So they were like, no, let's do something else. And then they just did footage of her around the city or something like that. I was like, damn, that's okay.
So I'm trying to keep this channel for as long as I can. So I'm not. We're not going to test the algorithm today with this song. So we'll jump into the next day of the week, February 22nd.
In 1879, the first F.W. Woolworth's 5 and Dime opened in Utica, New York. It became the first chain store. In 1980, the Miracle on Ice, the U.S. men's hockey team won a 4-3 victory over the Soviet Union at the Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York. 2 days later, the Americans went on to beat Finland and take home the gold medal. And in 1978, rock band The Police appeared in a television commercial for Wrigley's chewing gum.
Apparently, it wasn't that popular because you
couldn't find it.
Yeah, I could not find it. Could not find it. I was like,
Really?
this is ridiculous. But I did find this.
A double pleasure's waiting for you. A double pleasure from Double Mint Gum. A double great feeling, making you realize Double Mint's the one for you. Double fresh, double smooth, double delicious to chew. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Double Mint Gum. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Double Mint Gum.
5
was
sticks
really
for
cute.
25 cents. Damn.
That was really
It's still
cute.
pretty
like-
cheap though. Like what, 35 cents these days?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
much
pretty cheap.
higher. But they need to do more like commercials like that where you have like a gay couple taking pictures of lesbians. Like I thought that was really cute.
It definitely had its charm. It had its charm.
It was ahead of its time.
Christian comes away.
America. Let's celebrate America.
Christian comes away. And Christian swings around his own goal and out to center. And Schneider with a long shot. Good save by Michigan. Off his hands to the far corner. Pavlich comes over. It's knocked out. Aruziani shoots! Shot! Aruziani has scored, and the United States leads it 4-3. They are going crazy. Aruziani from about 20 feet has given the United States the lead.
I think they were happy.
Yeah. I don't think Rush was happy with us, though. And we got a sweet Disney movie out of it with Kurt Russell in the end.
That's true.
That's true. Man, I can't imagine people being that excited about hockey nowadays. Well, maybe right now with, the current events going on, maybe, but I can't imagine anyone knowing that much. I have. I've seen a hockey match. I just don't remember it. Shit.
I remember going to a college hockey game and thought it was the greatest thing.
Really?
Granted, I was also younger than the college age people, but I thought it was great.
Absolutely amazing. Hockey's fun to play, but it's dangerous and you can lose teeth. But I've never been to a Woolworths, so let's see what Woolworths is about. That was those stores were like. I love how much work people used to put into their businesses. You own this thing, go in there every day, you have to work in there. You had a nice building, all your shit was looking cool.
Yeah, every time I see old pictures like that, it's like crack to me. God, it makes me want to live back in that time. There used to be a Woolworths here where I live because I was walking downtown one day, and there's this old abandoned building and shit. But outside the door, it says Woolworths still on the floor. So I was like, damn, y'all closed down before I could get to it. But man,
I never had the luxury of shopping. I'm sad that the Sears catalog. Being a kid that grew up in the '90s and like having the Sears catalog every year to like circle for Christmas stuff. Like I'm absolutely destroyed that that doesn't exist. And now you just get whatever random bullshit that's going to be at the Black Friday sale at Walmart.
That's true.
They still
I thought you were going
send
to say.
out what do they send out? They send out something. It's not Walmart. It's
Oh,
not
you're right.
Amazon,
It's
is it?
Does Target do it? I was like, I know some store doesn't.
I can't remember what it is, but it's
not the
usually a
same.
thicker
Finger
thing.
Hut. Pac-Man had it. Finger Hut still sends out stuff. They always tell me that I'm pre-approved too, so I'm like, don't tempt me with money that I don't have.
Right? Although you realize how much more expensive that stuff is in Finger Hut.
True,
You
yeah.
need to
It's a
shop
lot more
around.
expensive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be easier if I labeled these. What do I see? Are we 23rd? I think that's right. Oh, I landed on the right one. Look at that.
Nice.
In 1945, during the Battle for Iwo Jima, U.S. Marines from the 3rd Platoon, East Company, 2nd
Hello.
Battalion, 28th Regiment of the 5th Division take the crest of the Mount Suribachi, the island's highest peak, and raise the U.S. flag. The photo would later become world famous as well as win a Pulitzer Prize. And in 1997, scientists announced the first successful cloning of an animal, a lamb named Dolly.
That we know of, but you know, China's over there making chimeras and stuff right now.
That's true, yeah.
Like
They're making all kinds of weird shit.
hybrids and stuff. Like I thought Dolly was freaky to begin with, but I'm telling you, that's just like it's amazing how much of an impact that sheep made when it came about back then, and how like that's such a nothing burger now. Like it's not even a person.
Dolly wasn't a freak though. It looked just like a lamb. You're making it sound like she was a monster.
It died early. It like had like a bunch of organ failure and stuff, and it was like
How long
unnatural.
did they last?
It was a Frankenstein. I don't even think it lasted like a couple of years or something. Like it died.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they could pat themselves on the back like, hey, we did it. But yeah, I remember hearing about that and I was like, then there's no limit now. We can make anything.
This is back
Here
when,
we
when
are.
conservatives were trying to burn books, not liberals.
True.
How the times have changed.
So do you have
exactly?
Oh my cat. The Iwo Jima? You must have Iwo Jima.
Of course I do.
One of the greatest scenes in American history is filmed on Iwo Jima by a daring cameraman. On the costly battlefields of Okinawa, the final campaign against Japan is fought to a finish. Signal Corps, Marine, and Air Force cameramen follow the 10th Army into the Oroku Peninsula in their final mopping up drive that smashes the remnants of once powerful Jap forces.
Wasn't it just recently that like who was it, BLM or the Taliban or somebody, some group of assholes that like tried to recreate that whole thing, but like putting up their flag instead, just to like really send up a middle finger to America.
Also was in like
I mean, just send up a middle finger to the greatest generation of Americans.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I was like, you're lucky that they're not still alive because they'd come back and kick y'all.
They're just dying off. There's still a couple of them left. They're not
True.
even 100 years in the fucking ground, and we're shitting on them. Can they at least be the greatest generation dead for a century or two?
Exactly. Can you wait till they're bones and then go ahead and do your bullshit?
It's amazing, like the irreverence and Jesus.
I guess that goes to show how impactful that image has been. If others
People don't
weren't
even
happy.
understand, like to get to those islands, like there's coral and stuff in the ocean. Like there's the amount of death and like different things that happen just because of like the environment alone is insane. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of people died in all these battles to take those islands.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love. But let's get off man-made evil and get into more man-made evil with this Dolly.
Her name is Dolly. 7 months old, she may not be the monster imagined in a science fiction fantasy, yet the cuddly Finn Dorset lamb may represent a major landmark in the history of genetic engineering. On an ordinary farm in Scotland, scientists say a clone was created from a single cell taken from the udder of a sheep. The embryo was then implanted in a surrogate, making an exact genetic copy of its so-called mother. Scientists hail it as a triumph for research in aging, medicine, and genetics.
Oh, I heard about this on Twitter that it's like, what, the 20th anniversary of the baby or something?
Like, I find it I always wondered, like, why do they name it Dolly? Like, is it because she's like Dolly Parton, like it's more fake than real? Like, what the
damn.
How dare you? Dolly has been a fixture of the country music scene, and she's had Dollywood. My family is from Alabama and Tennessee. How dare you, sir?
That's okay. I have a friend in Tennessee trying to be a country star. He loves Dolly Parton too, and that's why I love saying shit about her, because it ruffles his feathers, and I'm like, good.
Have you not seen the Dolly Parton Sylvester Stallone movie where he's like a New Yorker, and then he ends up down in the country, and he's trying to like perform and all this stuff, and he has to work with Dolly Parton. And it's just like a whole, crazy scenario of things that happen.
I
can't imagine someone from the South trying to understand Sylvester Stallone. Like, what the hell?
He had this really dope shirt in the movie. It was like this yellow T-shirt that had this skull print on it, and I was like, man,
nice.
That is like, it's just like it's an iconic thing that like only people who watch all of Sylvester Stallone's movies like I do would know about.
Well, I don't know. Have you watched literally all of his movies, including?
Yeah, I've watched Fist. I've watched like everything.
Nice.
February 24th.
In 1938, DuPont began commercial production of nylon toothbrush bristles for the so-called Miracle Tuft toothbrush. In 1981, the engagement of Charles, Prince of Wales, and Lady Diana Spencer was announced. In 1993, Michael Jackson received the Grammy Legend Award, which was presented to him by his sister Janet at the 35th Annual Grammy Awards.
I feel like after he got burned by Pepsi, like his like public stuff was less formidable.
I think
I could not find
thing.
a good toothbrush commercial or anything like that had that name brand or that style of toothbrush or whatever that came back in 38. But I found this lovely commercial I remember from when I was a kid.
To clean your hard-to-reach back teeth, you can either get a flip-top head or get Reach, the clean teeth toothbrush with an angled neck to clean hard-to-reach back teeth. Reach, the clean teeth toothbrush.
I remember that one.
Johnson & Johnson is such a thing.
I just remember I saw a documentary one time that said like before they started making like the nylon brush, like they were still made out of like boar's hair and shit like that. I was like, God damn, that just sounds gross.
Terrible. First, I don't want to know the process of shaving a boar and collecting its hair. And I'm sure, like, how long does that toothbrush like last for? Like a week? Like,
I know. I was like, before
and you're picking them out of your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh God, even worse. One time I got one of my dog's whiskers in my mouth and I almost threw up. So I don't know how I would deal with that.
It's horrible. All right. Let's we'll do one more thing here real quick. Let's go through and see what a formal announcement looks like when someone gets married in the modern era.
Betrothal of their beloved son, the Prince of Wales, to the Lady Diana Spencer, daughter of the Earl Spencer and the Honourable Mrs. Shand Kidd. So began a day of royal excitement, of congratulations and tributes to the couple in the Commons, in the Lords, at the gates of Buckingham Palace, and at the places where Prince Charles and Lady Diana are best known. They'll be married in late July, but exactly when and where has yet to be decided. After spending most of the day at Buckingham Palace, Lady Diana went tonight to Clarence House for a celebration dinner with the Queen Mother, her fiancé, and her grandmother. Prince Charles arrived soon after Lady Diana, after the briefest of drives along the Mall.
Tonight's dinner at Clarence House is rather special, not just because this is engagement day, but because Lady Diana is able to dine with her fiancé at her home for the first time, because today she's moved into Clarence House. She'll live there during the next few months of hectic planning and preparation. The Prince never visited her at her London flat. Security and the constant attentions of photographers ruled that out. But now they're just a stone's throw away from each other. And it's fitting that Lady Diana should be staying with the Queen Mother. She was one of the few people in on the secret from the beginning. She's always been proud of the fact that she has been one of the two women in the life of her favourite grandchild, the other, of course, being the Queen. The Queen Mother will undoubtedly be delighted that there are now three. And as someone who trod a similar path as Lady Diana, she'll be willing and able to offer some advice about what the future holds. Lady Diana got her first official taste of that future in the public eye this afternoon.
I love how official everything is and how like dope it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to go through all of that like process and just rigmarole just to join a family. Like weddings are stressful enough, but then getting in a royal wedding, I couldn't deal with it.
And not being able to dine with your significant other.
Exactly. Like,
yeah. But on that,
you can take her spot.
I think we're going to pause on our pop culture for the week, and we're going to get a little bit into with B Rose while we have him for a few more minutes before he has to take off and, you know, become a beautiful butterfly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Do you have his campaign up, B Rose? Do you
Yes.
have your campaign up? Does
Let's
someone
watch
have his
this.
campaign?
I do.
Okay.
I was gonna say
Well,
you
we
should
can do it either way.
have it open.
We both have it. Yeah.
Ba-bam.
Boom.
There it is.
So what do
Ooh,
we
it's
got, B
almost
Rose?
there.
Give us your
We
pitch.
got Cerebrum. So the story follows two damaged brothers, one in a coma and the other is left to deal with the criminal syndicate to keep the other alive. It is action-packed. It's neon violence filled with high-octane energy. Back in today.
Was that your Noah pitch for your Pizza Medi like performance?
Yeah.
You get a full three. You need to get a full 3 minutes in there.
Let's play the
It's
trailer.
okay. He'll learn to pad it out.
Let's do it. Make it full screen. You know what would be perfect for that is if you do that same trailer, but if you just like cut out that little Rob vocal of him saying, and just put it at the end, and then back it on Indiegogo.
I love that
Although
Talk cover, man. Fuck, it's so fucking.
I need to ask though, B Rose, does he cut his own hair? Is that what we saw in there?
He does.
Okay, you know what? Finally, a hero that represents me because I cut my own hair too. So when I saw that, I was like, I recognize him
all around.
Exactly. See, who says CG doesn't represent everybody?
Exactly. Even the most niches of representation, we got it.
I feel like you need to have a draw between Joe Capitano and Joe M. Silent Talk. The battle of the Joes.
Yeah.
Very at some point. I gotta get at him. Dude, that fucking piece that he did for Malin's Visions, that would have been a sick fucking cover for Cerebrum, honestly. That should have been. I'm gonna rip it up.
Hit him up and have him edit it a little bit.
I'm mad at him right now because I'm like, fuck, dude, I could have had that.
You gotta help a smaller creator out, man.
Do you think he would have provided the same level of work to you as he would have Malin?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you were
obviously he's wearing
thousands
the
of dollars
tiara.
in front of
Why
him,
don't you
but-
understand?
This cover right here cost me rent.
Gotta do what you gotta do, though. It looks nice, so I mean, you got your money's worth.
Oh, hell
So what
yeah,
are we looking at for prices? How much does a book go for?
So we got $25 for both covers. The main and the Joe Santar, you get it with a digital companion, and then you get $5 knocked out on the both covers on the featured and the black label box set going for $130. You're getting literally everything. This is the subscription tier. You're gonna get both covers, the digital copy, 5 metal prints, sticker sets, and you're gonna get the nice little collector's box and a lot more whenever we get a little bit further down along the campaign. I'm gonna be adding a lot more shit down the line. So
and it'll already be included.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
$4,470, 72 backers, 58 days left, 89% backed, 89% of that fixed goal. I think
just launched 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm fucking excited about it, man. I was like, holy shit, that was a real that was an emotional launch. I got hella fucking teary-eyed. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone saw me turn off the fucking cameras. That was
I watched it on replay. I actually ended up falling asleep before the big day, but I ended up watching on replay. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty gay, B-Rose. But we do need to get this fully backed because, I mean, B-Rose deserves it. He's our punching bag for a reason. We got to repay it at some point. You know, we take our shots and then we give him something like, here, this is for the abuse. Yeah, back it twice.
I mean,
back
it's
it twice,
just
back
big
it
box
today.
energy, right? If you just back a couple of those big boxes, we're right on to the goal. We're done.
I've been selling them at work actually, so a couple people are gonna back this week.
Oh yeah. Make sure you get in B-Rose's box. You know you want it.
Absolutely.
Now, is it staying black, or do I remember hearing that?
Okay, so originally Meliora Henning was set to design the box itself, but I haven't heard back from her in damn near over 2 weeks. So now I'm getting Aerith's box designer / interior artist for Aerith to design the boxes, and it's like, fuck, I could have had the whole mock-up here by now, but you know, things happen, and you know, it is what it is.
Something to look forward to. It'll tease more backers when you get
So
it.
in the future update on the campaign, you know, like it, love it,
I'll
follow it.
update it.
There will be an update of our official box.
Officially.
I
So
mean,
B-Rose-
there's nothing wrong with the black box, though.
That is true. Before you go, which I'm assuming is going to be very soon, how can people get in touch with you?
You can hit me up on Twitter at Black Rose Comics with the X. Don't use the other one because I don't have access to that anymore. That's my fault though. I'm on Instagram at Black Rose Comics, spelt normally, and that's pretty much it.
You have a YouTube channel. What do you do on your YouTube channel?
You're
And
right,
what
the
is
YouTube channel. It's been a long day. I'm tired. It's at Black Rose Comics, spelt regularly. We're please sub. I could really use it.
And you do a bunch
B-Rose
of
brings some killer content on that channel with his partner Phoenix. You guys do a lot of different things. You guys show books. What else do you guys do? What do you all do over there?
Shenanigans.
We chill, and on our Saturday shows, we do have a rotation called Comics Way. That's with me, Brian of Aerith Saga, Wasi B, Rich Ayala, Ollie from 656, El Padrino, and fuck, whoever decides to hop in the fucking in the stream. And then on Sunday we have our hangout streams, which is a free for all. We just shoot the shit and try to do our best to entertain and fail miserably.
But at
That's
least you
right.
can admit
B-Rose
it.
is there to get picked on every time.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's entertaining for the chat.
Exactly. See, if B-Rose cries himself to sleep at night, that's not important. What's important is we got entertained.
Exactly.
Well, guys, I do have to go.
Thank you for
having
coming
me 24 hours. I want to do this again, man. Whenever there's more time, it's just
For sure. Shit. We always have room for panelists up here.
All right. Thank you, man. Hell CG. See y'all in a bit.
B-Rose.
Later, B-Rose.
Oh, and then there was 3.
And then there were 3. That's okay. It was dead weight that was cut off. It's fine. No, we love you, B-Rose. We love you. Back Cerebrum today. You know you're going to love it.
Let's just hope there's nothing after 20,000 or the 2000s that we need B-Rose for.
Exactly.
I don't think so. We can do it quick. We can see Michael
One
Jackson
more day,
accept
right?
the award. Yeah.
Do we have one more day too?
Yes, we have one more day. We have one more video in the current day, and that's MJ getting his award from his sister. They both needed to stop, like so much further before that. They were so too far into like plastic surgery at that point. That's insane.
Seriously, that was after he lost the nose and all the melanin in his skin. Like he should have stopped.
Like they said, like they did his nose so many times that like there was nothing to work with. You know, like you can only sit there and sculpt and shape and clip and whatever to
Seriously. At some point, I think that I heard that like when he died, like it just almost damn near fell off. Like it had been done that many times. There wasn't anything but like hope and some tape that was holding it on at that point.
Oh man, just wearing a bunch of costume makeup. Jesus. Oh,
exactly. Like, oh man, he didn't look good. I mean, especially when you look at like old pictures of Michael Jackson, like when he was younger, I was like, you didn't look bad. I don't know why you did all of that to yourself and made yourself into Frankenstein's monster.
Well, child abuse is a hell of a thing.
True.
February 25th, Amanda B.
1964, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, age 22, defeated champion Sonny Liston in a technical knockout to win the World Heavyweight Boxing crown. In 1967, Gene Kelly starred in Jack and the Beanstalk on NBC, produced by Hanna-Barbera. It was the first TV special to combine live action and animation. And then in 1984, number one hit was Van Halen, Jump.
Terrible. Terrible. Hanna-Barbera is like responsible for some of like the most like terrible animation. Like I watched and consumed so many of their products, but that was a subpar animation studio.
It kind of was. Like I was gonna say I hold a special place for it in my heart, but when I watch it back, I'm like, you can see where they're just like reusing backgrounds. And
remember the show with the rock things that would shoot? There was like a little rhino rock guy, and he would shoot a laser beam at another rock guy. Like they had like show. They were just.
They had all kinds of like weird. I don't know what type of like drugs they were doing back then because it was like the 50s. So I'm like, I don't know what y'all got a hold of, but whatever it was, like they were not. They were
pure. Whatever it was is pure. Is before they started cutting it.
See, exactly. Man.
Oh, let's see Muhammad Ali do some work for his belt here.
Jabbing all over body, head, and right hand. The best punch of the fight so far. Another jarring right hand that time, folks. Another one. Sonny wobbles. Has him hurt. Sonny is talking to. He has a cut below the eye, and he's getting hit with all the punches in the book. They're working on the cut below the left eye.
He definitely had something in the eyes, and it made him panic.
And here came Ali, blind in one eye.
Something got in his right eye. However, he's blinking badly. Sonny's going to try to pull it off.
And Sonny Liston put a horrible liquor.
Still having some problems with his eyes. He's blinking and he's bouncing away.
I think that they feel now that Clay have all the confidence he needs and go on to defeat Sonny.
They might be stopping it. That might be all, ladies and gentlemen. Get up there, Joe. Get up there. Get up in the ring.
There we go.
Yeah. I like it because like he got so pissed off whenever anybody would call him Cassius Clay, and yet like there was his trainer with a robe that said Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay. Yeah, well, you can't dead name people. They get upset about it, sir.
Exactly. That's true. See, he again ahead of his time. He was already with the current times.
Oof. You guys want to see what some quality live action cartoonage is?
It's the timeless tale of that famous boy who sold his cow for a handful of beans.
Beans? Magic beans.
And embarked on a journey to find fame and fortune.
I'm gonna climb this old beanstalk clear to the top.
Let's go.
He's the biggest whatever he is I ever saw.
It's Gene Kelly and an all-time favorite.
Who may you be, puny one? Jack.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Look at that old school Disney advertisement back when the Disney Channel was like a new thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it surprises me how many like movies and stuff back in the day like dealt with a little kid going on an adventure with a complete stranger who was like a vagabond and lived on the side of the street. Like,
nobody cared about kids back then. Come on, they were talking about like we used to have child labor. They would pay kids less than adults. They're like, oh, we'll just hire all kids. They were cheaper than adults.
Exactly. It's like they work and they don't complain. Like they don't know what money is worth. Give them 5 dimes. It's fine.
Weren't those the latchkey kids? You know, that was a generation.
True.
No, latchkey kids. We were the kids that were left behind because our parents went to work all day.
Okay.
Exactly. They were the ones who had to go and like play in a church that they didn't like actually go to. And they were just like, well, this is what we do. They pick us up and we wait for our parents.
Yeah, we had a bunch of crazy programs that just ended up being ridiculous t-shirts to wear while you smoked pot when you grew up.
Exactly. We're looking at you, Dare. Like you really did a great job with all of that. Like,
it just educated me. It just literally taught me, you know what? Drugs were probably scarier before Dare. Because Dare just told you like what actually happens. Before Dare, you just hear rumors like, oh, this shit will just kill you. You just drop over dead. You smoke this and you die.
Yeah, I remember kids like showing up literally high to like those anti-drug like things, and they were just like, this is funny. And I was like, you smell kind of funny. Are you okay? And they're like, I'm fine, man. What's the matter with you? I was like, I don't know. I'm ready to go to class. I was a nerd back then. I didn't know anything about drugs till I hit college, but once I did, I hit the road hard.
I'm sure you were just as cool as this gentleman right here.
Was that the,
I like how confident he was.
Was that
Exactly.
the Vivo version of the video?
I do like, he has the musical, but he has the ability with instruments, but I'm pretty sure I used to have that wig at one point, so I know exactly where he got it.
Oh no, we're getting pulled out here. Oh, well, that completes our week. That is 1 week up, 1 week down. We have a couple more segments we like to do around here. Dylan, are you here for the ride?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, we got a couple of things we can do. We have Babes and Bros of the Ages. And we have the movie reviews. Which are you more interested in, sir?
I guess let's do the movie reviews, because I'm curious what the movies are.
All right. Well, before we do that, we always take a little break. We're at the hour mark. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit this magic button. It's called the Retro Time Machine. And we are going to take a little trip and give everyone a break, a chance to use the restroom, a chance to refill their drinks, a chance to... Where is it at? I did all this setup and did I fail to upload my stupid video? Epic fail. Where's birthday? You got birthdays, announcements. Oh, well, hot damn. Here we go. Where is birthdays? All right. Well, I guess what we'll do then is we'll do movie reviews, and we'll take a break after we do the first movie review, and I have time to download the thing that I didn't download because I don't know.
I was excited when I saw the Retro Time Machine. I just want to let you know.
It's a good one. It's actually well put together. But we do have some movie reviews, and what we like to do around here is do some retro movie reviews. So what we do is we look up a movie and we get a review of the movie in the time frame in which it came out. And so
Roger
we have
Ebert.
some trailers, and I'm going to play these trailers for the movies that we have this week, and then we will go through the actual review done by Mr. Ebert. I actually have these ones uploaded, so here we go.
Well, no spots, no clots, no tumors, no lesions, no aneurysms. You know what you may need, Mr. Connors?
A biopsy.
A psychiatrist.
I'm reliving the same day over and over. Groundhog Day. Today.
I'm racking my brain, but I can't even begin to imagine why you'd make up something like this.
I'm not making it up.
Phil, I think you need help.
That's what I've been saying, Rita. I need help.
That's an unusual problem, Mr. Connors. Most of my work is with couples, families. I have an alcoholic now.
Phil? Phil?
The wretch, concentred all in self. Living shall forfeit fair renown, and doubly dying shall go down to the vile dust from whence he sprung, unwept, unhonored, and unsung. What are you doing? Are you making some kind of list or something? Stop saying that! You must be crazy. I could never love someone like you, Phil, because you'll never love anyone but yourself.
Don't mess with me, Marcia. What day is this? It's February 2nd. Groundhog Day.
Don't you worry about cholesterol, lung cancer, love handles?
I don't worry about anything anymore.
Oh, and that is Groundhog's Day. I don't know if anybody remembers that movie growing up. Like, that trailer is like way darker than I remember the movie
That's
being.
what I was just thinking. I'm like, I don't remember it being so dark.
I was gonna say, like, that music, like, they really went for something there, and I don't remember that movie in that type of light either. I was like, oh, okay, y'all were trying to sell this as something completely different than what it was.
No, yeah, I thought it was way more way funnier than. But with that, this is a highly rated review. So Roger Ebert has a thumbs down to a 4-star movie review chart. Now last week we did all like 1 and 1.5 star movies. This week we're doing all 4-star movies, and Groundhog's Day is going to be the first one that we're going to go through. Miss Amanda, would you like to read the review?
Sure. Groundhog's Day is a film that finds its note and purpose so precisely that its genius may not be immediately noticeable. It unfolds so inevitably, is so entertaining, so apparently effortless, that you have to stand back and slap yourself before you see how good it really is. Certainly, I underrated it in my original review. I enjoyed it so easily that I was seduced into cheerful moderation. But there are few films, and this is one of them, that burrow into your memory and become reference points. When you find yourself needing the phrase, "this is like Groundhog's Day," to explain how you feel, the movie has accomplished something. The movie, as everyone knows, is about a man who finds himself living the same day over and over again. He is the only person in his world who knows this is happening, and after going through periods of dismay and bitterness, revolt and despair, suicidal destruction and cynical recklessness, he begins to do something that is alien to his nature. He begins to learn. This man is named Phil, and he is a weatherman. In a sense, he feels himself condemned to repeating the same day. Anyway, the weather changes, but his on-camera shtick remains the same, and he is distant and ironic about his job. Every year on February 2nd, he is dispatched to Puxatawney, Pennsylvania, to cover the festivities of Groundhog's Day, on which Puxatawney Phil, the groundhog, is awakened from his slumbers and studied to discover if he will see his shadow. If he does, we will have another 6 weeks of winter. We usually have another 6 weeks of winter anyway, in fact, along with many others that does not escape Phil, as he signals his cynicism about this transcendently silly event. Phil is played by Bill Murray, and Murray is indispensable. Before he makes the film wonderful, he does a more difficult thing, which is to make it bearable. I can imagine a long list of actors whose names I will charitably suppress, who could appear in this material and render it simpering or inane. The screenplay by Danny Rubin and Harold Ramis is inspired, but inspired crucially because he saw Bill Murray in it. They understood how he would be able to transform it into something sublime, while another actor might reduce it to a cloying parable. Ramy and Murray had worked together from the dawn of their careers at Second City in Chicago and knew each other in the ways only improvisational actors can know each other, finding their limits and strengths in nightly risks before a volatile and boozy audience. I doubt if Ramy would have had the slightest interest in directing this material with anyone else but Murray. It wasn't the story that appealed to him, but he thought of Murray in it. The Murray persona has become familiar without becoming tiring. The world is too much without him. He is a little smarter than everyone else. He has a detached melancholy. He is deeply suspicious of joy. He sees sincerity as a weapon that can be used against him, and yet he conceals emotional needs. He is Hamlet in a sitcom world, Lost in Translation, another film that works because Bill Murray is in it. Captures these qualities. So does The Life Aquatic with Steve Zisson, which doesn't work because Murray's character has nothing to push against in the world that is as detached as he is. In Groundhog's Day, 1993, notice how easily he reveals that Phil, the weatherman, not the groundhog, is the perfect bastard. He doesn't raise his voice or signal through energetic acting, and he is an insufferable jerk. He just is. He draws for his Puxatawney assignment a patient angel of a producer named Rita, Andy McDowell, and a good sport of a cameraman named Larry, Chris Elliott. Like television production people everywhere, they're accustomed to talent that treats them shabbily. They indulge the egos of the on-camera performance and get it on with their jobs, reflecting perhaps that they can do without the big bucks if it means being a creep like Phil. At 6 a.m. on February 2nd, Phil is awakened by the clock alarm in his cozy little Puxatawney bed and breakfast. It is playing I Got You, Babe by Sonny and Cher. He goes through a series of experiences, being greeted by an old classmate who wants to sell him insurance, stepping into an icy puddle, performing a stand-up on camera in front of the wretched groundhog, which he considers, not without reason, to be rat-like. Phil is rude to Rita and Larry and insulting to his viewers by implying they are idiots to be watching this segment. He has no liking for himself, his jobs, his colleagues, or the human race. All he wants to do is get out of town, and begins to. He doesn't quite make it. With one thing and another, he wakes up the next morning in the same bed with the radio playing the same song, and it gradually becomes clear to him that he is reliving precisely the same day. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. In this case, doesn't creep in at its petty pace from day to day, but gets stuck like a broken record. After the third or fourth day, the enormity of his predicament is forced upon him. He is free to change what he says and does from one February 2nd to the next, but it will always be February 2nd for everyone else in the world, and he will always start from the same place. They will repeat themselves unless he changes the script, but tomorrow they have forgotten their new lines and be back to the first draft of February 2nd.
Jesus, he really went long-winded on this one.
This is a long one. One night in a bowling alley, sitting in a bar, he says almost to himself, what would you do if you were stuck in one place, and everything that you did was for the same, and nothing mattered? The sad sack next to him at the bar overhears him and answers, that about sums it up for me. Slowly, inexpertly, Phil begins to learn from his trial runs through February 2nd. Rami and Ruben, in an early draft, had him living through 10,000 cycles, and Rami calculates that in the current version he goes through about 40. During that time, Phil learns to really see himself for the first time, and to see Rita, and to learn that he loves her, and to strive to deserve her love. He astonishingly wants to become a good man. His journey has become a parable for our materialistic age. It embodies a view of human growth that, at its heart, reflects the same spiritual view of existence Murray explored in his very personal project, Razor's Edge. He is bound to the wheel of time and destined to revolve until he earns his promotion to the next level. A long article in the British newspaper The Independent says Groundhog's Day is hailed by religious leaders.
Is he getting paid by the word for this review? Like this,
He must be. I respect it though.
Like he is going deep.
He is. Although when I was reading wiki on this earlier, and there was a lot of like different religious groups that read into this movie for one reason or another, which is kind of weird. But okay. So perhaps not all the religious leaders have seen anything by Bergman, Bresson, Osu, or Dreyer, but never mind. They have a point, even about a film where the deepest theological observation is, maybe God has been around a long time and knows everything. What amazes me about the movie is that Murray and Rami get away with it. They never lose their nerve. Phil undergoes his transformation but never loses his edge. He becomes a better Phil, not a different Phil. The movie doesn't get all soppy in the end. Therefore, there is the dark period when he tries to kill himself, the reckless period where he crashes his car because he knows it doesn't matter, the times of despair. We see that life is like that. Tomorrow will come, and whether or not it is always February 2nd, all we can do about it is be the best person we know how to be. The good news is that we can learn to be better people. There is a moment when Phil tells Rita, when you stand in the snow, you look like an angel. The point is not that he has come to love Rita, it's that he has learned to see the angel.
That you'd be surprised. Like usually he's pretty scathing. It's even like this is the highest rating, right? So like in his highest rating, it just seems like he just gets very descriptive and just says nothing negative, and that's a good review.
Yeah, I was reading how, and actually I think that might kind of explain why the trailer was a darker view, because Bill Murray and Rami kind of butt heads through this movie the whole time, and it's actually the last movie I think they ever worked together in, which is kind of unfortunate because they did like what Caddyshack before this, Stripes, and
Stripes was great.
Yeah, so this was like the end of their career working together because I think they butt heads so much. But I guess I think it was Rami wanted to do more of the comedic take, and then Bill Murray wanted to do more of the serious theological take. And actually, I personally think, it did kind of a good balance each way, and it actually went on for Bill Murray to get a little bit more serious in future roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about it, like whenever directors and like their lead actors or actresses just end up butting heads a lot, it leads to just like these classic films. Like same thing with like Birds between like Hitchcock and Tippi Hedren. Like they didn't get along all that well, and he like really pushed the shit out of her. Same thing with like The Shining with what's her, I can't remember the actress's name, but just whenever they have like that tension, it just creates some sort of magic. I don't know what it is, but I mean,
The Shining, wasn't that the one where the lady went crazy, like in real life?
Yeah. Like she literally like quit acting after that shit.
Right.
That's. I mean, I don't know. Is that a good movie set? A bad? Who knows? But like I said, we're gonna do a real quick break. We're gonna hit that retro time machine button real quick, and we're gonna see what's popping with that, and then we'll be right back with the rest of our reviews and our babes and bages of the ages, and probably another little short interview.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Inside this software ball is a neat new friend.
Party and Puffball Popple sold separately.
See? Pop goes to Popple.
Inside out they twist and shout. Popples love to party. Girls, you'll have a ton of fuzzy fun. Pop goes to Popple, Pop goes to Popple.
When you unpop a Popple, you let the fun out of the bag. 9 Popple characters, including Party and Puffball, come in different sizes and colors. Each Popple sold separately. From Mattel.
Now, come on, guys. There's a bevy of beauties over there just waiting to be swept off their Dr. Shoal. So what do you say, funsters? Let's dance. Well, okay. I'll break the ice. Harv, crank up the music. It's time to do the Urkel. Now, if you want to do the Steve Urkel dance, all you have to do is hitch up your pants, bend your knees, and stick out your pelvis. I'm telling you, baby, it's better than that. Up to the sky and talk through your nose way up high. Spin and dip and jump and cavort and finish it off with a laugh and snort.
What you gonna do, Willie? I'm gonna get Urkel. Why you gonna do that, Willie? Because he humiliated me. But you humiliate me every day. That's different. You're my friend. Yeah.
Do the Urkel. Do the Urkel. Do the Urkel.
Find first. No, that's not it. No, believe me, it's in there somewhere.
No matter how rough you treat a rebel, it's awfully hard to hurt it. A survey of professional driving schools shows that they use more of our cars than any other kind.
How am I doing? A lot better than yesterday. Turn left.
I can't do it while you're watching me.
Okay, turn left. Here! How does it feel the first time out in traffic, Mr. Moss? Mr. Moss? Mr. Moss?
Look out for the truck! What truck? Behind the bus! What bus?
The Rebel has held its own against some of the worst drivers in the world.
Should I turn the windshield wiper on?
At this point, it looks like the Rebels are going to outlast the teachers.
I say die big. Give it a shot, man. Go out big. It's your chance. Die big. Work in a few posthumous reflexes for your friends. Give them a show before you go. Entertain and uplift and instruct those you are leaving behind. When you die, give them a few posthumous reflexes. You know, the body does store electricity up. There's a certain storage of electricity, and even a dead body, a corpse, will occasionally go... And I say, if you have that potential after you're dead, use it properly. Pre-program. Before you die, pre-program some posthumous reflexes that will be entertaining to those you've left behind. Do something to capture their imagination. Roll over on the autopsy table. That's nice. Cross your legs, scratch your balls, do something. Now, the only reason that I even suggest that you have a choice about what you can do at the moment of death is a very little known and very little understood part of the death process called the 2-minute warning. Many people are not aware of it at all. The 2-minute warning, just as in football. 2 minutes before you die, you receive an audible warning.
2 minutes, get your shit together.
The reason we don't know about it is because the only people who hear it die. And I don't think we'd believe someone anyway if he told us he received his 2-minute warning, would you? Some asshole on the bus?
Hey, I just got my 2-minute warning.
You'd think it was a coach out on the town. But no, the 2-minute warning does arrive. And I say use that time to entertain, to leave something behind. Do something with the 2 minutes. Hey, if nothing else, give a speech. Little 2-minute speech. We can all give a little 2-minute speech. Just pick some subject you're very fond of and talk about it for 2 minutes. I mean, tell them. It's your last chance to tell them anything. So tell them. Got 2 minutes. And I mean, wax eloquent. Rise. Bring it to the rafters. And then at the moment at the end, you say, if this is not the truth, may God strike me dead.
That monster.
He's bigger than big.
When he fights battles, he always wins.
And he's your friend, too.
He breaks his chains.
Put him on you and break away, too.
With my pet monster, you're busting loose.
He's big.
And scary.
And helps people, too.
And he's your friend, too.
My pet monster plays all day.
Tough.
Awesome.
Looking great.
And all your friends will want him for their friends, too.
My pet monster has...
Did you not have one of those? I have one of those. Those are badass.
I wish I had one of those. Like every time I see them, I'm like, God, those things are so cool. But you couldn't make them now because I guarantee you there'd be some group saying like, that's actually an analogy for black people putting them in things. Like, that's enough of a bitch. We can't have anything nice or fun.
Dude, you can't. Well, I mean, like the truth is that was just great marketing because they were just selling us like a funky colored teddy bear with a plastic set of handcuffs that you could break apart. You're like, that's awesome. You know, they give you a little fucking story.
Exactly. I swear though, with that George Carlin bit, like the 2-minute warning, if I had that time, I would literally light up a cigarette and I would look to somebody and be like, you know, one of these days these things are gonna kill me, and then just like drop dead just for effect. So that way they'd be like, oh shit, he was right, but he didn't know.
Oh man,
we're not live, by the way. We got struck.
Did we get struck? Oh
yeah.
Man.
I wonder what I got struck for on that one.
I know, yeah. Would that be what would
Let's see how long it's dead.
Philip thinks it's either My Pet Monster or the Urkel Dance.
Probably Urkel.
I was gonna say maybe the Urkel Dance. That was probably what did it. But I think
I wonder if it'll come back.
I think it's like a minute and a half of not like doing that, and then it comes back. I think.
Damn, what happened? Oh, it's the last comment. Damn, what happened? Oh, I didn't have, I guess usually it tells me though. Usually, like when I put it, like upload it to my YouTube channel, like I upload it first, right? And I let it play in the background, and it usually gives me the whatever thing before I play it live. God, I had a
We're trying to have fun, man.
Yeah, we were still dead. Wow, I wonder if it's a dead stream.
I wouldn't think so. You probably just got struck for some music, and it's just gonna give you a moment.
Because like I know what happened to EVS not that long ago, and like he was down for I think
we're
like
back.
a minute or two. Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
At least I think we're back. I can see it on my YouTube.
We're back. We are back. We are live.
We were doing like the worst shit imaginable because we knew we were down. So y'all missed it. Okay.
Y'all missed the rant. Although I wonder if they missed your 2-minute speech.
True. They probably did. It's okay. See, if that had been our 2 minutes, we would have died and y'all would have had no idea. We would have come back all dead. Y'all would have been so surprised and shocked. But it's okay. We're still here.
We were just following. Good old George Carlin's advice, and we killed the stream just like 2-minute warning. Jesus, wow! I can't believe that. Well, let's see.
I think it's because we probably played women driving. Probably wasn't the Steve Urkel Dance or My Pet Monster or any of that other commercial music. Maybe it was the jump music. It was just delayed.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's kind of funny, like what people can get striked for. So, with that, I think we should hop back into our movie trailers. So, we're taking it from serial to serial. Here's another serious movie with a really awesome plot twist. And ironically enough, I was having a discussion earlier today with Neffarious about this exact movie.
this your dog?
Oh my God. Oh, I have to pay you. Thank you so much.
Serious?
But how's everything in the dog kidnapping business? Did you get a new dog? Where were you walking?
A minute, what is that? That's not the right. Oh my God, that's 7 Psychopaths. That's not 7. Oh,
I mean, it had 7 in the title.
yeah, it had 7 in it. It had 7 something.
It was close.
Wow. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna reset, and I'm gonna find that.
The fuck is this?
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
Okay, sir, you're a Lebowski, I'm a Lebowski. That's terrific. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, they were looking for you, these two guys.
Where's the money, Lebowski? Your wife owes money to Jackie Treehorn. That means you owe money to Jackie Treehorn.
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Jeff Lebowski, the other Jeffrey Lebowski, the millionaire.
His wife goes out and owes money all over town, and they pee on my rug?
My wife is not the issue here.
Mr. Lebowski is prepared to make a generous offer to you.
How much they give you? 20 grand, man. And of course, I still get to keep the rug.
Just for making a hand up?
Yeah.
Why should we settle for 20 grand when we can keep the entire $1 million? Am I wrong?
Yes, you're wrong.
Come back, you lousy bum.
We've been frantically trying to reach you, dude.
So I'm proposing that you try to recover the money from the people you delivered it to.
Well, I could do that.
Where is my goddamn money, you bum?
Well, I don't...
They did not receive the money, you nitwit! They did not receive the money! Her life was in your hands!
This is our concern, dude.
He says money, Lebowski. He wants the money, Lebowski.
If you don't calm down, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Lady, I got buddies who died face down in the muck so that you and I can enjoy this family restaurant.
This isn't a fucking game, man.
Oh, but it is a game. You said so yourself. She kidnapped herself.
I said I thought...
Who's got your undies, Walter?
Where's your guard, dude?
You don't know, Walter?
Dude.
No, man, nothing is fucked here.
Your name's Lebowski, Lebowski.
His name is Lebowski. That's your name, dude.
I don't like you sucking around bothering our citizens, Lebowski.
I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me.
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass, Larry.
Your revolution is over, Mr. Lebowski. Condolences. The bomb's lost.
Gotta have clean balls.
Buffing the ball.
Exactly. And I just want to say, for the record, that's not always exactly what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass. But the thing is, you never really know what you're gonna end up with. So life is too short to live without some risks, you know?
Risks are implied. Let's see what Roger Ebert has to say about the Big Lebowski.
Do you think he wrote as much as he did last time?
No, not near. Doesn't look like it.
Did he like it as much? What did he rate it?
Let's go back down. Let's just go to the bottom. We'll get right here. Boom. The last 2 paragraphs are where he talks about everything anyway.
Okay. The film is all about Jeff Lebowski's equanimity in the face of he uses so many big words. Vicissitudes. He is pounded, waterboarded, lied to, and insulted. His rug is pissed on and his car is set aflame. He is seduced by a woman who wants only his seed. He has a fortune dangling before his eyes, only to have it replaced by telephone books and used boxer shorts. To heal and keep himself whole, he stirs himself another White Russian, has a toque, sits in a warm bath. Like the Buddha, he focuses on the big picture. The film is narrated by the stranger, Sam Elliott, never more gloriously mustached. It is he who observes at the end that the dude abides, and says he hears there is a little Lebowski on the way. The dude, however, is denied matrimony and indeed seems to have no woman at all in his life, except by lucky chance. Does this depress him? Is he concerned about being chronically employed? No. If a man has a roof over his head, fresh half and half for his white Russians, a little weed, and his bowling buddies. What more does he really need?
There we go. I feel like
You know, the
that's
one thing I don't understand, if they know the wife was owing this, rich person, don't you think they would have realized that it would have been an affluent wife, and that they would need to go to, not this little rundown shack that the dude lives in, and you should go to this big house? Like, how is that like the case of mistaken identity?
I don't know, but I realize that I am just as terrible as John Goodman is. Like I'm pretty sure that my co-host who lives here in Spokane and we frequent a bunch of spots has been out in public with me on several occasions, and I think I probably have said several terrible things in the same manner as John Goodman to like several restaurant workers and whatnot.
But do you tip them well?
I do if they do good service. If I'm yelling at you, then you're not getting a good tip.
I mean, as someone who's been on the opposite side of that situation so often, I mean, we recover and we move on. Like I remember working as a server. People will say some outrageous shit when they think that you're doing a bad job. Like, it's fun though. There was a couple times I almost fought some people, but I was on the payroll, so I had to go outside and take a break.
I don't know. I'm bad at the grocery store. Like if people bag my groceries incorrectly and stuff, I twitch out. It's like the little small things. It's like it's just such a simple task. Like why are you so bad at the simple task?
You are why they do the self checkers.
They don't
want to deal with you. They're like, do your own.
No, they don't want to stand up to standards anymore and just be able to. I mean, come on. Just don't put Clorox in with my meat. Like, that's the same. Like, come on. If I buy a steak and I buy, like, toilet bowl cleaner, don't put them in the same bag.
They're just looking out for you. They don't want you to get salmonella poisoning.
Yeah, they're trying to clean it for you before you even get to the car. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Yeah, that's why I don't really trust. Like, I see, like, Shane Davis complain about that. Like, why should I have to bag my own groceries? I'm like, I prefer to, because I don't trust these little, like, 16, 17-year-olds to bag my shit for me. They don't know what they're doing.
See, I feel like we're going in the wrong direction in that situation, because what we're doing there is we're just allowing society to slide down instead of meet, the standards.
Exactly.
But I found, you know what? Instead of downloading it, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it on the fly. Fuck it, we're gonna do it live style, and we're gonna watch this movie trailer and see what the review is. This one.
You like what you do for a living? These things you see.
You have to wear blinders sometimes. Most times.
Detective William Somerset is looking for a way out.
You're retiring. 6 more days and you're all the way gone.
So how long have you lived here?
Too long. Detective David Mills is looking for a way in.
We'll be spending every waking hour together from now until the time I leave. I'll show you who your friends and enemies are.
Look, I'm with homicide 5 years. Not here.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a homicide. They're caught in a game.
No fingerprints. No witnesses of any kind.
Nope. About the only thing we know about that guy right now is he's totally insane.
Where the price of sin is death.
There are 7 deadly sins. Gluttony.
You're going to come take a look at this.
Greed.
No one touched anything.
Sloth. Wrath. Pride. Lust. And envy. 7. You can expect 5 more of these.
Body was found on Tuesday morning.
I hate this city.
We're gonna get who did this. This will be the very definition of swift justice.
There are 2 more bodies, 2 more victims.
This guy's methodical, exacting, and worst of all, patient.
He's laughing at us.
He had a gun.
He's 2 murders away from completing his masterpiece.
Let's finish it.
Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No. 7.
All right, I have a question. Was it this movie or was it 12 Monkeys where they had the box scene? Like what's in the box? Like the guy's holding the box and there's something horrific in the box.
Oh, that's 7.
That is 7.
That's
Okay.
because he's the final sin. He's wrath. He killed. So the serial killer killed his wife at the beginning of the whole series of murders, and then like mails his head's wife to him, and he's supposed to kill the serial killer to complete the cycle.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
Yeah, how long has it been since that movie's come out now?
I believe these were all in the early 90s, 93, 95.
This
It's
movie,
still
95, I think this one was.
yeah.
I mean, it freaks me out that we're coming up on like 30 years since these movies came out, and I still don't feel that old. I'm about to hit 30, and I'm like, it's not time yet. I'm not there yet.
Makes you feel young, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
We'll go with that. Well, we got the last two. We'll just get to the meat of the body. We'll get to the last two. See what he has to say about 7 in 1995. Jesus.
The killer, as I said, turns himself in with 30 minutes to go and dominates the film from that point forward. When 7 was released in 1995, the ads, posters, and opening credits didn't mention the name of the actor, and although you may well know it, I don't think I will either. This actor has a big assignment. He embodies evil. Like Hannibal Lecter, his character must be played by a strong actor who projects not merely villainy, but twisted psychological complexities. Observes his face, smug, self-satisfied, listens to his voice, intelligent, analytical. Mark his composure and apparent fearlessness. The film essentially depends on him and would go astray if the actor faltered. He doesn't. 7, 1995 was David Fisher's second feature after Alien 3, 1992, filmed when he was only 29. Still to come were such as Zodiac 2007 and The Social Network 2010. In his work, he likes a saturated palette and gravitates towards somber colors and underlighted interiors. None of his films is darker than this one. Like Spielberg, he infuses the air in his interiors with a fine, unseen powder that makes the beams of flashlights visible, emphasizing surrounding darkness. I don't know why the interior lights in 7 so often seem weak or absent, but I'm not complaining. I remember a shot in Murnau's Faust, 1926, in which Satan wore a black cloak that enveloped a tiny village below. That is the sensation Fincher creates here.
So he definitely was digging the serial killer. It's so weird, like to read the reviews from back like 20 years ago, because they were so much more thought out. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like this simple, like, I don't know, anybody could pick on something, or just, I don't even know. Just there was real thought like put into every inch of that, you know?
Yeah,
That's true. I mean, movies have really changed like since then. Like the directors we have nowadays, I'm not trying to say they're untalented, but they definitely don't approach it in the same way.
so they're untalented.
I feel like, I mean, it's a lot of it's just like laziness, and then lack of wanting to use a tool. You know what I mean? Like lack of wanting to learn how to actually craft a proper story. We're just gonna do it my way. You know, you're just you know, you're picking on me if you don't think that I'm doing it the right way, and then you just never grow or get anywhere, and you never develop story. And then we get what we have today until the money changes it. I'm waiting for the money to change it. It's happening. We have a slow tide. The money will switch things back. We'll get some semblance of like the things that we love. At least we'll get attempts of it. I mean, like Ghostbusters, they gave us a nostalgia bomb. Spider-Man, they gave us a nostalgia bomb. They're following the money.
I do see that Hicksville says they do not name the actor, which they didn't in that review, at least not in the part that we did. So I Googled it. It's actually Kevin Spacey.
Oh, wow. No.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, Jesus. Wow. That's even more terrible now that we know all the things about Kevin Spacey in 2022.
I really liked Kevin Spacey as an actor. The Usual Suspects is one of my favorite movies.
I mean, yeah, and I do feel bad for that actor who, had that done to him by Kevin Spacey. But at the same time, like, if someone with Kevin Spacey's type of status and his money came onto me, eh, I'd at least be bargaining for something out of it. But that might just be me. I'm that type of person. I'm like, what can I possibly gain out of the situation? So saying, who can I cry to about the situation?
Right.
See, this is the argument with with the Miramax guy, right? Like, how many people did he press, and how many people were just like starring acting roles, millions of dollars? I don't know which one I'll take. Terrible, 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 terrible. But with that, we should get to the part where we subjugate
babes and the bros.
Yep. We should definitely subjugate men's and women's of the ages right now. So this is round 3. Last week we didn't get to this. We ran out of time. We were just talking about so much. The pop culture of the week just dominated the show. But here are our men of the ages, our babes and bros of the ages. So what we have here is first up we have our men. And we have Robert Redford. This is like, them faced off in that time frame, right? So Robert Redford versus Burt Reynolds in the 70s. Who is the better man in the 70s? In the 80s, we have David Hasselhoff versus Mickey Rourke. That might, I'm not sure where that one's going to go. And then the 90s, we have Jason Priestley versus Freddie Prinze Jr. And that is our bros. And here are our ladies, our babes of the ages. And if I can get the click here, there we go. We have in the 70s, Jane Seymour versus Bo Derek. Jane Seymour, I think, like with this leather jacket and the leather pants and stuff, I think she's like smoke checks Bo Derek. Cindy Crawford
still looking pretty good these days too. Like she's aged well.
Cindy Crawford versus Kelly LeBrock. Now, I love Weird Science, but Cindy, which I mean, milk mustaches, milk does about it good. It's hard to argue with. And then the 90s, we have the Battle of the Blondes, Christina Applegate versus Alicia Silverstone. Both these women had roles that were very pivotal to me as a young man, and I appreciate both these ladies very, very much. But I dropped a link in the chat, and we have a little poll. And right now, everybody, it's your opportunity to vote and see. We'll see how the chat believes is the reigning champion. Right now, we got 3 responses in the chat. I think I'll send out the link again.
If you're here, please vote.
Please.
Now, are you thinking that you're just going to do it for this week, or I think we should carry it over to next week too, or
yeah?
Well,
I think the way people like to do it, right, is I think we'll just do the face-off on the week, and then the next week we'll show who lost and who won previously, and then we'll have another set of babes and bros. And at a certain point, we have a certain amount of winners. Again, I think we'll start facing off the winners against each other.
Okay.
And we'll have an ultimate battle of the babes and the bros of the ages. And then perhaps by the time we get to the end of the year, we can do, a whole roll up of all the collected data and see who and what age. Because I think it's going to be interesting, because I think that, depending on the era, you have different contenders. Like Brad Pitt right now would probably beat Johnny Depp, but in the 90s, Johnny Depp smoke checks Brad Pitt. Like when we did the comparison, Johnny Depp was the man.
I was gonna say, if you're talking about Johnny Depp when he was in Nightmare on Elm Street, oh man, I can't say no to that. He was a dish for sure.
He's always been.
We have 5 responses. We got 10 people between 2 different chats.
I'm voting. And I was on YouTube, so I think I just voted.
6 responses. If you have any ideas, if there's any women you'd like to see faced off, if there's anything you'd like to add to this is an evolving conversation. You can always put a comment in there. Comments help. They help with the algorithm. They help allow YouTube to know that people are engaged in being a part of the channel. It helps us all move around. So
we're always up for suggestions. Yep.
Hit them. Hit that like and always hit that share and subscribe button out there, especially with Miss Amanda B. Because Miss Amanda B, I was on Twitter earlier today, and Miss Danger Vanessa made an announcement on the Twitters, and I was very excited about it.
Oh yeah. I'm like, what was it?
We have a show coming back, a show that everybody in the community wants to see come back, and I'm super stoked to see. 7 responses. We got 7 responses. Let's see. We will share screen. We'll see what everyone has to say thus far. There's no limit on voting too. So I mean, if you feel like your lady's been robbed,
Oh, I can go back in and vote again?
Do your due diligence. But so far, what we got? Jane Seymour is a little, she's winning, but she's only winning by 1 vote. Split audience on. I really thought that Jane was gonna take it. I mean, with the
Bo Derek has that classic. You use the picture too.
Yeah, I use the classic picture, but I feel like that's cultural appropriation 2022, and you lose your millennial crowd on that one.
Exactly.
Cindy Crawford, that's what I expected. Cindy Crawford, however, again, a little bit tighter, Kelly LeBrock really coming in there. Weird Science was a great movie, and I think that that flavors things for people. Christina Applegate versus I didn't know who was going to win this. Now you got to think, Christina Applegate was a Bundy, but Alicia Silverstone, she was in that movie where she got kidnapped, right, in the car, right? She got put in the back of her car.
That's
she
true.
She was
and Batgirl. I mean,
yeah, Batgirl.
She had all of that going on. But for me, growing up, watching Married with Children, and especially growing up as a metal kid, Christina Applegate was in every fantasy I ever had. So I mean, there was no way I would vote against her.
Oh, you didn't like Clueless? Come on now.
I liked Clueless, but at the same time, I was more a metal kid than I was a gay kid. So you know what I mean? I had to go Christina.
Well, then there was that movie that Alicia Silverstone played with Carrie Elwes, where she was the young underage girl that came on to Carrie Elwes and kind of went psychotic. I can't remember what movie that was.
And everybody loves a crazy girl. There's just something alluring about them, right?
I mean, Alicia has the more innocent look, just naturally her face looks more innocent.
That is true.
But when you look at all these women's pictures, just go start Google searching actresses and stuff. These women used to do full on photo shoots all the time. Everyone acts like the Kardashians had this have it on lock or something. No. Back in the 90s, in the 80s and stuff, women used to actually pose and have full good awesome photo shoots and things.
That is true though. I mean, you got a good point there.
You wouldn't believe how many pictures, especially if it's any girl that you knew, like Buffy, Alicia, Kelly Bundy, any one of these famous blondes that you knew growing up, they have some spreads that are risque.
Very true. Especially back then, there weren't as many rules as there are now. So I mean, it was a good time to be growing up.
So I wasn't sure how this was going to go because I know that I have an audience of some older ladies. I thought Robert Redford might beat Burt Reynolds out. But Burt Reynolds usually in his younger days looks in better shape than Robert Redford. I just think Robert Redford just ages better. He was a better ager.
Yeah, I didn't vote for Burt Reynolds just because I remember how hairy his chest is, and I don't really go for that type of thing. Granted, it was a different time, but it wouldn't work for me. So that's why I voted Robert Redford. I was like, I don't know about Burt.
Not down for the bandit.
Although keep in mind that most of the people in the chat that I can see right now tend to be of the male persuasion. Although I did vote for Robert Redford.
David Hasselhoff versus Mickey Rourke. Now, I thought Mickey Rourke was going to win because I remember growing up, women talking about Mickey Rourke all the time.
I voted for Mickey. I mean, not as he is now, but back in the day, yeah, for sure. Over David Hasselhoff, definitely.
When he was doing Angel Heart, David Hasselhoff looked like a goof his entire life. He's always done these weird, cheesy photo shoots, all the way back to Knight Rider. Oh God, he's just the king of cheese.
He
Isn't
really
he like
is.
the number
Yeah.
one singer in some country?
In Germany, like he has
Yeah,
gold
you're right.
records in Germany. Yeah, he was there when like they took down the Berlin Wall and stuff.
And he still, yeah, he gives himself credit for like being part of them taking down the Berlin Wall. It's like, I don't know, David, maybe take a seat.
Jason Priestley versus Freddie Prinze Jr. Now I'm going to say that I was leaning towards Freddie Prinze because A, I like his body of work better, and B, he was a writer for WWE.
Yeah.
But I'm kind
He
of surprised
was?
that he took it. Yeah, he used
I
to be a
never knew
creative
that.
writer.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, I would have picked Freddie, but I'm like, he is cute. I'm not gonna lie, but just something about blondes for me. So when you put Jason Priestley's picture up there, I was like, yeah, if we're talking about me, that's probably which way I would have gone.
Yeah, but Jason Priestley is one of those hairy dudes. If you're going on, body hair, Freddie Prinze was a cleaner dude.
That is true. Although I feel like I could have gotten him to shave.
I could have convinced him. I could have done the convincing. Oh, that is
I don't know. In
Babes.
90210, Jason Priestley was not my favorite.
No?
No.
Okay.
Dylan McKay, who was, what's his name, played him.
Mm. Did you like the other one? What was the other show? It was 90210 and Melrose Place, right? Yeah.
Yep. I used to watch those all the time.
Oh, I remember. Okay, so like it went to that to like like One Tree Hill or something. I feel like in Dawson's Creek, and I feel like there was an evolution, but somewhere like we really stopped character development. Like it was all bad. They were all terrible stories and not very good for your brain. But at least there was like some kind of like logical structure to stories at one time, and now we've just like gone off the rails and nothing means anything.
And that's unfortunate. I mean, isn't that kind of like how our society is? I saw you drink, and I'm like, I need to take a drink too. I feel like we've lost sight of so much of what actually made like entertainment like actually entertaining. Like so many people worry about shit that doesn't actually matter anymore. Like I just saw Twitter's the worst place to see shit, but I saw a bunch of people because Lizzo said that she didn't get the part for Ursula because her audition was bad, and people were like, "We got robbed." I'm like, "Did we?" I don't want to see Lizzo do anything at all, so I don't know about that.
But if her audition was bad, then that's it.
This is my question. Why do they rally around the woman actor or the actress or the person that is like the least good of I don't know how to say this, but like the person who has the least amount to give to society other than they're an entertainer? Because entertainment is like you can entertain with people a lot of different ways, and people pay money for that. That doesn't make you valuable to society outside of being, a dancing monkey.
I mean, Snuggie, you get out. If you're gonna say things like that, get out. We don't need smut like that in the chat. I don't know. Like you said, like they always hold up these people. I guess because it's like wish fulfillment for them. They're thinking like, well, maybe I can be like that.
They're like Cardi B. Like let's like Cardi B talk to the future president after she did a whole fucking interview talking about how she like sticks her finger up her butt to clean it. Like this is the person that like, could we have someone? Maybe there's someone else that knows other subjects to talk about aside from like drugging men and stealing their money.
Wait, what? She did that?
Yeah,
I'm back behind on that.
Yeah, before she was a musician, when she was a stripper, she would drug men and steal their money.
Could she? Well, I was thinking about the butt thing, but I'm wondering if with
well, that too, yeah.
Oh, she still does that. That's a continuous thing.
No, yeah,
even
she was
with
talking
meals.
about how like you're not an adult until you know how to wash your ass. She was like, 'cause some of y'all don't know how to wash your ass. Like once you're grown, you're supposed to know you actually got to put your finger up in there and like swirl it around, and then you got to do like all of
Meanwhile,
this
she's got
movement in
nails that
there.
are fucking 5 inches long.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I think you're poking some holes in there, Cardi. I don't know about all that.
Might rupture something.
Dang.
Hey, she goes in. Apparently, she goes all the way in. So, I props to her. I know some dudes who'd probably agree with her, but they're not the type of people you should take advice from. So, I don't know about all that. She's got money though, so good for her.
Yeah, no. I mean, like again, I don't, hate the game, don't hate the. But I mean, at the same time, we just we need to recognize people for what they are. So some people are entertainers, like whether they're radio people or they're musicians or writers or something, and then like the rest of their opinions are complete garbage and they're complete trash, and you shouldn't pay attention to them. And like because they're in some kind of unique circumstance, they're allowed to live their life the way that they're allowed to live it. But that doesn't apply to you. You're a normal person. You have the normal rules. So I don't know why people try to edit their lives. Like, well, so and so did it. Yeah, they're one of the most prolific writers in America. I wonder how they were able to be, I don't know, maligned on alcohol and cocaine for like 2 or 3 decades. Probably because they had so much money.
I mean, and hey, if they got the money to blow on it, I hope to get to that level, but I'm not going to spend it on drugs. You'll see me, as you can see from my room, I'll spend it on toys and shit that I don't actually need.
And I think that's where we're going to transition to. We're going to wrap the show up with an interview with you, sir. I would like to get to know you. You have a channel, Raging Rainbow. You do some reviews and you do some live shows. What all happens on your channel?
Oh man, pretty much just about everything. When I do live streams, I'm willing to talk about anything. Like here, I don't really have like clips and stuff like that I bring to it. So I mean, it's mostly just me kind of talking to the camera, talking to the chat about whatever they ask me about. You ask me about a movie, a show, a comic book, I'll talk about it. With my actual videos, I do comic book reviews. I'd never really intended it to be only that, but it got to the point where I'm just like, I read so damn many comics, and I have people in the comments ask me, have you read this? Have you read that? And so I make videos, and I told y'all in the back room before we started the stream, I was literally editing a video to upload today, and I completely lost track of time. So it's just because like I changed my editing process where now I do like overlays of the comics so people can actually see it. And it takes more time, but it's more fulfilling. I think it's more entertaining to watch. And I love talking about comics. I'm one of those like straight up comic book guys.
You are doing the dirty work. You are reading some books that other people don't want to read and filling in everyone on the details. You're doing the hard work.
And yeah. I've had people tell me that they're like, you're doing the Lord's work for us. You're reading these books we don't want to read so that we at least know what's going on. I'm like,
you want to be abreast of the situation, but sometimes like you're like, do I really want to read this? Like, because you never know. Because every once in a while there's a gem. Every once in a while there's a storyline that gets through and it just doesn't get jumbled with or messed with or whatever. Somehow it's magical. So you need the people on the front lines.
Exactly. Like there are people who are like, I want to read like a book from DC or I want to read a book from Marvel because I haven't completely lost hope, but I don't want to spend the money on something that I know is going to be terrible. So I'm like, I'm willing to read it for you. The good thing is like a bunch of these dumbasses don't really know how to write, so it's very easy for me to get through them. It's not that hard. It doesn't take that long. So I mean, if I do find something good, like yeah, definitely I'll tell you, hey, this one's actually pretty good. Here's the reason why. And if it's complete shit, I will make fun of it and y'all will know exactly what happened in it, so you don't even have to wonder like, well, what am I missing out on? I will tell you what you're missing out on, and it's nothing that you're really all that sad about missing out on. So yeah, you want to just hear about comics from every company, DC, Marvel, Image, Boom, Aftershock, all of them. I read fucking everything that comes, well, not everything, the majority of shit that comes out, I'm reading it. I will let y'all know. And of course I also do Comixgate reviews. So I mean, when I get like these indie books in, I read them, I make reviews for y'all so y'all can also see if you haven't gotten your book yet, you know what's going on. If they have a new campaign up for like the second issue or whatever, you know what happened in the first one, you can back it and jump on there. Like I'm trying to help everybody out because there are so many comic fans that are just not served in the best of ways. So I'm trying to give y'all the most quality content I can, covering everything that I possibly can. But that's what I do on my channel. I talk about comic books and everything pop culture, kind of like what we've done here.
Yeah, I do enjoy your chat. Dylan is a good person to come watch. He has good opinions on different things. He's got a diverse opinion on things, and what I like is that I feel like you're giving everything an honest shake.
I do try. And thank you, sir. Yeah, I love it whenever you show up in the chat, even though your damn name is so fucking hard to type. But I love it when I see those owls show up in the chat because I do love owls. So I'm like, there he is. There's 24 eyes. So I'm always happy to see you there.
That's why I always give everybody nicknames. If you notice, I never call anybody by their whole name. Like 24 has always been 24, and I don't usually do the @ and yeah. I think the only one that I ever do extra work for is Snuggie, because I always go teach me how to Snuggie instead of just shortening somebody's name.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for me. Like when I'm in the chat on other people's channels, like when I'm on Jeremy, Lord Crackhead's like chat or whatever, and like OC Steve or whatever will call me Dylan when he sees me like write something. I'm like, oh shit, he remembered my name. So it's like it's always kind of weird when people remember my name is Dylan, but I'm totally fine if people just call me RR or Raging or Rage.
I couldn't find you on Twitter, to be honest. Like I was
Really?
like looking earlier. I was looking for the YouTube picture and name, you know. And I pulled up Raging, and it pulled up like a bunch of people that weren't you, and I don't think they would
Yeah.
appreciate me talking to them.
No, yeah, it's totally it's weird. I'm on there as like Dr. Midnight, or I have a picture of like Dr. Midnight as like my thing because I started the Twitter before I started the YouTube, and like Dr. Midnight's like my favorite like character or whatever. So I was like, I'll just keep it that way. It doesn't really matter, but I at least have the link to my channel on there so people.
Well,
can
the
find
link
me that
to your channel is in the description, along with links for Amanda B and myself and 216A. But with that, real quick, give us all the places, platforms that we can find you, Dylan, so we can wrap it up.
for sure. So you can find me on YouTube. I am Raging Rainbow, not the Raging Rainbow, just Raging Rainbow. On Twitter, you can find me under Dr. Midnighter. It's a little bit hard. The @name is kind of stupid because I got banned for my old account, so I had to start a new one. It's under @RetinDim. It's literally mid_nighter backwards. And then you can also find me on Instagram under @mid_nighter. That one's a little bit easier to find. So you can find me there. You can usually find me. I usually put like links and everything in my like descriptions on my channels and stuff like that. So if you just want to follow me on YouTube, that's the thing I do the most. So make sure you're on there, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. Just find me on there, and hey, just buckle in, get ready for the ride, because I try to have some fun with the stuff that I do. So definitely find me there.
Miss Amanda B, where can we find you?
You can find me here on Thursdays. Let's see, on the 4th. What is Friday? The first Friday in March, I will be on the Good Stuff's channel hanging out with the ladies, which would be Mrs. Good Stuff, Flying Feline, and Lola Meets. And we do a ladies show over there that is fun. We pull up some fun things to joke about, chat about, laugh about. We do some drinking. Also, as you hinted to earlier, starting March 5th, one of our old shows with the chat is coming back, which will be Leroy, Vanessa, or Danger Vanessa, myself, and K Manifesto. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be basically talking about Comixgate news and other stuff from the fans, because we definitely need more fan shows.
I'm feeling that. Well, I'm 24 Eyes, and you can catch me here on PopCULTure with Amanda B, and a host of panelists and guests and whatnot. And you can also catch me on my main show with Skeletor the God, where we do the Outcast Owls, just our regular live show. We do lore, we do drama, we do all kinds of craziness. We do some IRL shit too. We have a lot of fun. It's always a good time here at the Outcast House. I would definitely appreciate everyone coming on panel tonight. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to share out, we're going to end this with the new 216 cipher that just dropped yesterday. 216's links are in the description. If you like this video, go hit up his channel, drop him a like, maybe hit a subscription, do a comment, help with the algorithm. With that, we're out of here.
Later. Next week.
Yo. Yeah. 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 Foom with the salute, most likely it's overdue. Not likely that'll lose since cipher number 2 been nicer than a few. I got rappers at a deficit. I'm fit to set the precedent of punishing predicate sentences. Medicine, seconds is ticking by with every minute I give you in the review. Dripping till this mildew skills will probably kill you. Probably get a pillow sleeping on the land like Les Stroud, immense styles, NG and them night owls. Saying white out, doing what we like now. Haters better pipe down. This right here, that lights out. Bet they seeing signs how they ain't compared to us yet. Lodi pulling on them strings like a marionette. Local vocals, this heat, only ashes left. Fool me, flow free, gon' get it cracking to death. No need to call the front desk, man, they saving me room. When they ask who killed it the most, but they say it was Boom.
So you're basically doomed. I saw no rapper trying to pass is blatantly cool. Screaming my sermon, flexing as I take him to school. Better chalk your shit if I ain't involved. You small potatoes, chop your brains up and use the juice to flavor the soup. Pause. But you know I sprinkle the spice. Make the track peaches and cream with the side of everything that is nice. Y'all are talentless flukes. I'll have a rapper confused, hexing with the Cleveland curse. Evil lurking in the shadows. It's me here to say I'm rapping alphabet soup. But I'll make a motherfucker eat their words. Pull up in the lot and turn your teeth to dirt. What I do will make demons scared. You gon' need a hearse and a preacher's words to get me to shriek and burn. I plead the first. Say whatever I want to whoever I want whenever I want. And if you want these weapons, you got it. Fourth dimension director and prophet ready to knock a bitch out if they come incorrectly responding, trying to mess with my shot list. And you bet that you can't mess with the squad, bitch.
It's on and popping now, we ain't got no off switch. I got an arsenal of artists shutting down the spot. This ain't no rave, so get the fuck up out the land if you lost. This ain't no game, but on this level I'm the boss. I ain't gotta say my name, I just smoke until it's gone. Highest in the room, so I'm closer to God. I'll crucify the non-believers if they thinking I'm fraud. Check it, through this peanut butter, got these rappers jelly. I've been on my shit, they just laying on their belly like a baby back bitch. Hold your head real steady, got a weak neck. Grab it, I'm snapping like raw spaghetti. This is the new shit, more than music. Nick the Philliac, nice guy, that's the movement. If you ain't heard yet, better stop the snoozing. Got your bitch up in the kitchen with the lazy Susan. And she oozing, wet, she be choosing. Bet she gon' fuck around and leave you, now who's in debt? Menace to my city, wanna watch it all burn. I'm the Cleveland Curse, 2022, you finna learn.
Damn. It's Chubbs. Cleveland Curse Cypher 3. You already know what it is. Nice!